مساء الخير. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to revise what we studied last time, the short vowels and the other signs. Then we will move on to study the letter exits, or what we call it in Arabic, makharij al-huruf. So the first thing is to revise what we studied through some drills, some examples. If I take this word and write it in this way, how will you pronounce it? Al-Bayt. Al-Bayt. This is the fatha, this is sukoon, and this is another fatha. Maybe we can take some more examples, and I want you to read with me loudly the words. Let us take this word. How do I read this word? Maybe this is here, it is instead of 2 dots, I put a small stroke, a horizontal one, to indicate the 2 dots. So that would be you-jed. You-jed. Let us take some more examples. How do I read this word loudly? Bay-ya-na. 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 Bayyana. What do we call that symbol? Shadda. Fatha, fatha, fatha. Now let us take some more words, another words. Maybe you can read me this word. Teen, teen. And if I add this one, and I put this one here, shadda and kasra, it would be at-teen. At-teen, this is the and at-teen. Maybe we can take some more examples. You can help me to read. If I take that one, I write it like so. What we can write it also. How do I read this word? Barid, barid. So all the short vowels, we took that one, we call it sukoon. We got that one, we call it fatha. We took that symbol, we call it dhamma. And we took that symbol, we call it kasra. And also we can look at the symbol, this one here, and we call it shadda. So these are the symbols we studied last time, and they are actually represent this one, the 3 ones, we call them short vowels. A, U, E. In the meantime, we can look at the 3 long vowels, we had fatha and alif. That is like, for example, this is a, and maybe I can write words like nadir. So you can see fatha and alif, it will give us the vowel a. And we have the dhamma and wow, that will give us noor. So as you see here, the long vowel oo should be preceded by dhamma to make it a long vowel. And here the alif usually is preceded by fatha to make it in the middle ah. And you can look at the last one. If I take kasra and ya, that will give us the long vowel e. And you can write it here as an example. You can say teen, or you can take it barid. So these are the short vowels and the long vowels. And today maybe we can look at other aspect which is very important in Arabic, is to pronounce the letters, or what you call them, where they are emitted when we pronounce the letters. Some letters you are familiar with, like T, maybe like R, maybe Ba, while there are some other letters which needs to be pronounced differently because you are not familiar with them. You are not like Va, Bad. So we are going to have a quick look at all these letters and where they are emitted from. And that's what you call it in Arabic, makharij al-huruf. So makhraj, I take the word makhraj, is exit. And makharij, plural, is exits, or you can say outlets. And the same thing here, you can say. So makhraj, makharij. And makhraj is where the letter is emitted from. We can look at we've got four groups of letters. The first group, as we call it, throat letters. And in the throat letters, if I imagine this is the throat, if you like, so the lower part of the throat, which is this side here, there are two branches that emit two letters. We've got the first one is, maybe you remember that is the hamza. Is this one. And usually I will use this to start to make sure that I pronounce it correctly. I will use the like when I put the letter. So if I say it's the hamza that is pronounced, emitted from the lower parts of the throat. Next to it, we have the h. So I can write it as eh. So in English, maybe I can write it like eh. So you can say eh. Two letters emitted from the lower part of the throat. So here I put here the letter Hamza, and I put the letter Ha. So now we have the middle also in this part. We have what we call it in the end, the middle here, in that edge, we have two letters which are, this is here, and we have, maybe you remember these ones. So that is, if I want to pronounce it, I can say, say it with me. It is pronounced like you from this middle here, you say the word you can take Habib, Habib, lover or beloved, Ha, Hub, love. So the Ha is a letter emitted from the middle part or the midpoint of the throat. But next to it also we have this letter. It is say it. So maybe if I want to write it as I say and that's the letter. So is, as you said, is quite difficult, but we can pronounce it also with word Ain. Say it. Ain. Ain is I, and you can say Ain. Ain is back to the Hamza. Ain is to the end of the midpoint of the throat in this place. Ain, 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 Ain. And the last, or let us say the top of the throat, we have got also another two letters, which are, maybe you can say Kha and Ghain. Say it. Kha, Ghain. Kha, Ghain. So let us pronounce it in a different way. Let us put it with, as we use that, the tool. If I say it with me, then we have the other letters which are emitted from the same point, but with two different branches. I want you to say So summarizing what we studied so far, we have got 6 letters. We call them throat letters. So remind me of these letters. We've got Hamza, we've got Ha, we've got Ain, we have got Ha, we've got Kha, and we have got Ghain. So these are the 6 letters we need to remember. They are pronounced from the throat. Now we can move on to the next letters, next group of letters. We call them tongue letters. Or in Arabic, we call them حروف اللسان. حروف اللسان. حروف اللسان. So we can imagine that this is like the tongue. So in the end of the tongue here, we've got 2 letters. The first one is called, it's like this one. We call it Qaf. That's the name of the letter, Qaf. But I want to pronounce it I use the same tool or the same letters. I will say iq. I want you to pronounce iq. Pronouncing iq requires like pushing your the end or let us say the beginning or the end of the tone. You push it a little bit up to touch the palate of your mouth, and the letter will be pronounced iq. Like one of the words maybe you are familiar with is iqra, read, iqra. It's a bit difficult, but you need to emphasize by pushing the tongue and make it touch the palate of the mouth. Iqra. And the voice will be emitted from the nostrils, from the second letter. As you can see, it's much easier, and you are familiar with that one. And it is also from the end of the furthest back of your tongue. It is easy to pronounce. Maybe you remember you wrote it in that shape. You can write it like this one here. Maybe if it is the beginning, you can put it this way, middle, this way. Then in the end of the word, it will be this way. So that is the letter. We call it kaf. Kaf. And the letter, as you see, kaf, is next. It is a bit in front of the qaf, and we don't need to work a bit hard to make we shouldn't make our tongue touch the palate of our mouth. So it is ik. Maybe if I use the ik here, that will enable me to pronounce it easily. I want to hear the pronunciation ik. But in the meantime, I want you to pronounce both of them. Ik, 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 ik. Maybe we can take two words. Also, I want you to pronounce it with me. اقرأ, 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 and اكرم, 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 اكرم. I want you to pronounce it. اكرم and اقرأ, اقرأ. Say اقرأ, اقرأ, اكرم. So these are the two letters. They are on the back, the furthest back of our tongue. The next group of letters, they are, if I imagine this is so we have got here kaf and we have qaf. Maybe you can look at the middle here. We've got three letters. You can see them here as ya. Then you have sheen, and we have jim. So these letters, they are pronounced easily. The tongue will touch the opposite point on the palate of our mouth, or the mouth here. So it is ya will be touched somewhere. And let us practice with sheen, ya, sheen, jim. Maybe you can say ya. In this place, it is not a long vowel. We call it here, it is a short vowel. So like maybe you can take some word for, if I say yed, yed, say it with me, yed. It is the ya here, it is a tongue letter, and it is a short vowel. If I take sheen, we can say sheen, shab. It is shab. It is the same thing. It is similar in English. Maybe you can take S and H, while yed is like I use the Y, so it is equivalent to Y in some yed. And the gene here, it is, you can say, Jamil, Jamil. So the gene here can be written in this way, or if it is beginning, it would be written this way. So in English, may be equivalent to Jim. So Jim, J, it is the gene here. So they are the three letters. Maybe we can look at the next group of letters. They are on the tongue. On the tongue, they have two. If I take these ones here, the same. We've got on the side, back side here, we've got two letters, which are this one and the second one is this one. So if I look at that one here, this is, we call it in English, we don't have it in English or maybe in Urdu, it is Dad. Say it with me, Dad. And if I want to pronounce it with the Hamza, it would be Id. Say it, Id, Id. So what I have to do actually, I have to take the rear side of the left rear side of the tongue, that side here, and push it against the left upper teeth. So I get ugh. Say it with me, ugh. Maybe you need to emphasize ugh. So this is the letter Dad, the name of it, Dad. We call Arabic the language of Dad. And because it doesn't exist according to what they said, it doesn't exist in any other language except Arabic. So Dad, that's the letter. While Lam is much easier. It's like you said, you push your the side of the front of this point here. You push your side left side of your tongue and make it touch the same place. So I say Lam, L, say it, L, L. So this is the letter Lam, the name of it, Lam, but it is the pronunciation, it is L. It's much easier than that because it's equivalent to English, maybe L to some Lam. Maybe we can move on to the next group of letters that are they are they are letters emitted by the tongue, but they are emitted by the tip of the tongue. And let us see these groups of letters. So maybe I can take the same thing here. I can see here there are many letters emitted by the tip of the tongue and the way the tip of the tongue should be moved. So maybe we can look at groups of letters here. We have got the that is ta, and we have the second letter. Uh, Maybe you can look at this one, dal, and we can look at the third letter here. It is the the letter. So as you see, you put dot. It is ta. So ta, dal, ta. So let us see how we pronounce the ta. So if you look at the ta, if you try to imagine, if I put it as it, try to see where the tip of your tongue touches, which point will touch. So it will touch the point where the gum meets the upper front teeth. It. So it is easier maybe because it is equivalent to teeth in English. The same thing with it. It is in the same place, but it is a bit in the back. It is it, equivalent to teeth. But here we have the ta in the same place, but you need to push the back of your tongue and make it touch the upper palate of your mouth. So try to do it now. So in both ways, ta, say ta, you can see it is more emphatic. And this is a thick ta. That is what we call it. In English, we don't have it, we call it ta. So these are three letters. And also we can look at another three letters. They came also, they are part of the tongue letters. They are tongue letters. But they are emitted from through the lips here. They are tongue letters. So we've got the three letters, maybe you can see them here. They are this one, we call it seen, and the second one, we call it sad. Say it, sad. And we've got the third one is zai. So these letters, they should be pronounced. We have to push the tip of the tongue to the bottom of our lower front teeth. So try with me. If I take here, if I write instead of C, let us use another letter like this one. So if I look at this one, say it with me, S. And also I have to let the air that comes from this chest pass through the teeth. S. S. So that is the letter S. So it is the pushing, we have to push our tip tongue against the tip of the tongue against the base of our two front lower front teeth. S. The same thing with sad, but we need to do something here. We have to elevate our the back of our tongue and make it touch the palate of our mouth. So it is us. Say us, us. So that is here. Maybe in English you can say sometimes like bus. While here, like you said, sad. So S, us. And the third letter is easy, maybe, and that comes through like as if it buzzes. S. So I have to the same thing. I have to use it, but I have to make the air goes through the mouth up to the end. It is similar to English. Maybe you say Z. Z. So is buzz, the same thing, and that is quite you are familiar with the letter Z. So these are the letters, all the letters we studied now. We call them. We've got another group. The last one is we have got the also they are tha, tha. And we have got here, so tha, then we have got this letter, we call it dal. I think it will look like dal, like that. Tha, dal, and we have the third one that is called va, va. I think usually they put Z and dot and put that one. Va, say it, va. So let us see where these three letters are emitted from. The first letter, tha, as you say, try to maybe to take one word and pronounce it by yourself and tell me where it is emitted from. So I will say ith, ith, ith. So you can see if I push the tip of my tongue against the lower or the highest part of my upper front teeth, maybe up to the gum or between to the line where the gum and the teeth meet. So try it now. If. So this is, if I go now a bit down, I can try this one with me. If. Here, like you go to the middle of your upper front teeth, and you say if. So if, and maybe in English it is like if you say that sounds like that one, while ta, maybe you say through. And the last one, maybe we need to not just to push, we have to push our the tip of our tongue to the lower part of the upper front teeth, but also we need to push the back of the tongue to make it, to elevate it, to touch uh, the uh, the palate of the mouth in order to get a thick sound. So try it with me now. Maybe I can put it this way. If, say it. If. So I can see here, like it is if, it gives me the letter va. So this is the letter, I write it here, va. If. So these are the letters we covered. We call them tongue letters. And the last thing we can take is the smaller group, that's what we call them, that's the fourth group, is lip letters. And this is quite a small group of letters. We've got the first letter here. It is written fa. Maybe equivalent to English is F. F. Feudal. In Arabic, we can say that this letter is emitted by pushing the upper teeth to the lower or the wet, the lower tips, the lower lip. You can say, for example, if I take it with, say it with me, if. So that is the letter F, and maybe you can take the name is fa. I can write it in Arabic, fa. And the other letter, it is, maybe you can write it here. It is not the wow as long vowel. It is a consonant, but that will come through incomplete meeting of the two lips. So say it with me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Say it. Ooh, ooh is here. Maybe I can take it also with another word. The name of the letter is wow. Say it. Wow. So you can see wow. It's we don't make the two lips meet, but they are nearly meeting. Wow. Wow. And that is here the letter, maybe in English, it is equivalent to W, to window. Yeah. The third letter, we have got the two letters here. The letter that is, we call it ba. Ba. Say it. Ba. So ba is the letter. It is easy to pronounce it, as you see, by pushing the two by making the two lips meet for short time and in a strong way. So say it with me. If ib. Say it. Ib. And shortly the two lips meet and you get the voice ib. Ib. So ib, it is here equivalent to ba. Maybe the last letter in the lip letters it is the same. We do it the same thing. We push the two lips and meet for a short time and in a quite firm way. So that is m. Say it m. But as you see here with m, there is something else, another voice that comes to it, not pronounced by our mouth. It is pronounced, or it is created by the nasal passage. So it's like it is a wet letter. And if I say with shadda, you will get that sound. It is coming from through the mouth, but also it resonates through the nasal cavity. And this is why it is important for reading the Quran to give that voice the resonation of the nasal passage. You can hear it. I have to. I forgot two things actually, two letters which I kept them in the end. They are also tongue letters, but they need to roll. We need to roll a little bit uh, the tip of our tongues, and to make it touch the underside of the tip of the tongue, to make it touch the palate of our mouth. So these are, maybe here it is, this one. Say it with me. Noon, noon, noon. So noon is equivalent to n. And this is here the last one. This is, we need to make it much more. We have to make sure that we roll our tongue and make the underside of the tip of the tongue touch the palate of the mouth, and say ra, ra. And if I want to write it here, maybe I can say in and say it. So it is, you can hear it. So here we have got It is in English, we can say R, but it's not exactly R, because it is, we get it out of this this touching of the underside of the tip of the tongue with the palate of the mouth. So maybe you can take some words like you say Ramzi, Ramzi. So maybe we can take Ramzi, Ramzi. It's not Ramzi. It is not Ramzi. It is Ramzi. Maybe you can take some more words. Bird. Say it with me. Bird. Bird means cold. Bird. I want you to repeat it. Bird. I want to make sure that the ra is pronounced correctly. So you can see we finished. We covered all the letters, and how we pronounce them. Maybe that will enable us to read more correctly the Arabic words and the Arabic text, and especially if you read the Quran, it is important for you to take the pronunciation and into account. And that's actually, it has been developed into a science. That's what you call it, makharij al-huruf, the exits of letters. I think maybe we can take the last one here. It is the use of what we call it, if you remember, we talk about the conjunctive hamza. I am not sure how the hamza is written in Urdu, but in Arabic we need to remember that, as we did in the last session, there is a hamza which is used just to enable us to pronounce the word when there are two consonants coming in the beginning of the word, like Scotland. Or if I take, for example, this word, if I would say sit down, so you can see here jlis, jlis. We have the jim and lam, two consonants together. The Arabs cannot pronounce jlis. So to sort out this problem, to solve this problem, these phonetic problems, they said we can put what you call it conjunctive hamza. Ijlis, ijlis. As you see here, this is hamza. It is just to enable us. It's not a real hamza, as you see. So when I want to put something before ijlis, that hamza which I represented, so I didn't put hamza, I put kasra to enable you to say, okay, this is not real hamza. So if I want to say the same word ijlis and I want to say and sit down, so let us take the word like and sit down. So in Arabic, and is wa. So now I want you to look at this word and help me to read. So here I have to I don't use the alif here, although I put the alif here because that's part of the word, but I shouldn't pronounce the alif. So usually you will see this symbol, especially in the Quran, this symbol here, the small one, it indicates that you are going to bridge it. You are going to go straight to, so if I want to write it here, it will be wedgeless. So whenever you see this symbol, it indicates that that is like a bridge here. And we call it here Hamzat al-Wasl. So this is the Hamzat al-Wasl. Al-Wasl means the connection or conjunctive Hamza, as I said, the bridging Hamza. So this is why you can see this symbol a lot in the Quran and even when you read Arabic with short vowels to indicate that but if I take that wa, this will disappear and I have to put kasra. So if I go further and say, okay, what about taking wa? And I say, no, sorry, I have to write it edgeless. Yeah, that's what you call it. We cannot pronounce. We cannot start with a word. We cannot start with two consonants if we want to and pronounce it without the hamza al-wasl. That's what you call it, conjunctive hamza. At the same time, I think we've got nearly 10 minutes. I want to also to talk about the L. You remember L in English may be equivalent to the, but we use it more. In English, maybe with concepts, we don't use that. If I want to say freedom as a concept, I don't need to put the freedom. While in Arabic, I have to put al-hurriya. So this is one one of the differences. But I want to take also all the letters and see how, if I put L and I add, for example, with these, let us take the last four letters, the lip letters. If I say L, how do I pronounce that one? It would be L bait. L bait. So L bait, we pronounce the lam, as you see, L bait. Maybe you can take other letters. If you take L, maybe you can say L, L, fa هنا. This is like say L, four. So you can say here also in English, I say L, four. That is also pronounced as you see here, L, four. And the same thing, you can take it with yeah, with wow. You can say L, I can't do that one, L, wallet. Al wallet, as you see here, I have to pronounce it also Al wallet. If you take it also with the fourth letter, you remember we take ba, waw, mim. If I take with mim, maybe I say Al mot. As you see here, also I have to pronounce. But with some letters, that you see, with some letters, or most of the tongue letters, we will not pronounce the L. So if I take, for example, maybe you can take that is, maybe I will put it for next session, but I want you to look at this one here. As you see here, if I want to write it, it is like L shajar. But because the lam is a tongue letter and sheen is a tongue letter, you can see it will be very exhausting for the tongue to move from L shajar. Try it with me, L shajar. But imagine that maybe you can say I can pronounce it easily, L shajar. But if you've got many words with L and with tongue letters, it would be difficult for me to, I will feel tired because the tongue will keep moving from lam to sheen. L, then you can imagine shajar. So this is a phonetic approach. The people manage, or people in the generation say, okay, why don't I just stop that lam and put shadda? I say ash-shajar. So instead, I can pronounce it this way, ash-shajar. So you can see with all the tongue letters, or most of them, not all of them, most of them, we are going to study them next week. We will take that lam and put shadda. And that's what you call it in Arabic, like ash-shajar. Let us take with the sheen also. Maybe we can take this one and pronounce it. How do I pronounce that one? Al-shams. Al-shams. What is the meaning of al-shams? Al-shams. As you see, al-shams. You can see the poor tongue will move from lam to sheen, and that is very exhausting. Al-shams. So al-shams means the sun. So instead of saying al-shams, we are going to say ash-shams. Ash-shams. So by putting the shed there, we will stop at the sheen twice. Ash-shams. And that's much easier for the tongue to do. Instead of saying al-shams, I would say الشمس. And that is what we call it here. We call sheen, according to that, sheen. We call it sun letter, sun letter. And because الشمس means the sun, as you say. So all the letters that behave in the same way as the sheen, we are going to call them sun letters. So let us see what are these sun letters. So I will take them. Remember, we are not going to force ourselves to indicate. It is optional. If you want to say, okay, I don't want to pronounce it, nobody will oblige you, but it is something for comfort. It's something that makes pronunciation easier and not exhausting for you. So if I take the sheen, as you see here, so الشمس, so I write it in English, الشمس. So you can see this shadda indicates that I'm going to pronounce the sheen twice and ignore the lam, الشمس. And maybe you can take, for example, if I take ta. So if I take this word, so ta هنا, if I put shadda and fatha, الطبيب. So I can say al-tabib, but it is exhausting. It is difficult for the tongue to move from lam to ta. So I will say at-tabib. At-tabib means the doctor or the medicine. So at-tabib, that's for this one. Also sheen, ta. You can take most of the letters of the tongue except the qaf and kaf. Which we need to take them, and that will be maybe we will study them in the next session, because you can see here it is easy for us to follow what we studied and to practice pronouncing the letters. If you pronounce the letters correctly, you will be able to hear them correctly, then you will be able to write them correctly. So it is very important for Arabic is to pronounce them correctly. So you will be able to listen, to hear them correctly, then you write them correctly. You can see here, maybe the last thing we can look at, this is the similarity of the pronunciation. You have the ta and ta. You have the other letters. You can say the and dal and va. So these are, and you have the sin and sad. So let us look at these letters, and you have the last one. Maybe you can say kaf and qaf. So I want you to repeat with me. Ta, ta. Maybe by using your hand, you can say ta is a flat, then ta, 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 ta. Next one. Dal, va, dal, va, dal, va. Maybe you can take the next one. Sin, sad, sin, sad. Next one, kaf, flat, then qaf, because you push your tongue to meet the upper palate of the mouth. Qaf. Maybe you can look at also the dal and dad. Say dal, dad, dal, dad. Maybe there is a very similarity between dad and da, but this is a letter that is we don't stick out the tip of the tongue. like what we do here with the va, because we push the tongue against the edge of the tooth here, the teeth, the front teeth, va, as you see. While here, it is inside, bad. We push it against the upper back teeth here, the left teeth most of the time, bad. I think that will give us some good practice on how to pronounce. Next week or next session, we'll take some more examples, more words to pronounce them. And that would be enough for today. Thank you very much. Shukran jazeelan.